How's it going, everyone? Friends and fanatics. I did that intro so badly. But anyway, welcome to another video. My name is Fred, and welcome to a very special video, actually, because today I'm going to be doing the 200 subscriber special Q&A. Now, I posted a thing on the community tab of the channel, and I said ask me questions, and I will answer them in this video. And by the time you're seeing this, I would have already had, episodes number 6 and 7 uploaded of season 6. But I got another shirt. Check it out. It's Twilight one. Yep, I got another one. This shirt really suits me too, I think. But yeah, on that note, let me get on my phone. Because I screenshotted all your guys' comments so I can actually put them in the video. So, on that note, let's see what questions you guys have for my 200 subscriber Q&A special. The first one is from Silly Philly Brony, who is a very kind and loyal supporter of the channel. So, thank you very much for that. But his question is, if you woke up in Equestria, what would you do? And which character would you want to hang out with the most? It depends! Like, does that mean I'm gonna get transported there human or pony form? Or does that mean that I'm gonna be transferred there as just me? Because if I can't fly, like if I'm not a Pegasus, or a unicorn, or even an earth pony like Applejack, I'd be like, forget this, I can't do much here. Now, as for who I'd want to hang out with the most, I would say I'd want to hang out with Pinkie the most. Because I just love Pinkie's character. Like, I love her characteristics and her charismas and everything, and I really like her character. So I'd choose Pinkie over anyone else I'd want to hang out with, in regards to the main 6 at least. Because I can think of some characters that are like side characters that I want to hang out with too, but that's a completely different question. I'm gonna heart that from you, so thank you very much for that. Next question is from Ivan Melander 9579, and he asks, when is your birthday? Well, that is for me to know, and for you to never find out. Well, I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I just mean, like, I like to stay nice and private. I like to be I'm just very private on the internet because I just like my privacy. You know what I mean? I like to keep my life private. I like to stay out of the internet as much as possible. You know what I mean? I hope it doesn't sound rude, but that's the answer to that question right there. Did I kind of answer the question? I didn't mean to offend you if I did, so I'm sorry, but the next questions, or actually the next few questions, come to us from Dylan Firstfeet? Dylan Firstfeet? I don't know how to pronounce your last name, dude, I'm sorry, but I have seen you comment on some of my videos before. I've also seen you do when you ate Carolina Reaper cheese balls, which was quite entertaining, but I will never do that. To anybody who wants me to eat like spicy stuff or sour stuff, I will not do that. The most extreme I've ever done is doing the Bean Boozle thing. And I still have the Bean Boozle thing in my in here. I still have the Bean Boozle thing right here, and there's still a whole bunch of jelly beans in there. So yeah, for anybody wanting me to do, like, spicy stuff or sour stuff, no. Just no. But Dylan asks, I've got a few. Number 1, how old are you, if comfortable saying? Thank you very much for putting on the if comfortable saying part, because I'm just a very private person, so I'd like to keep that those parts of my life private, so thank you for your understanding on that front. But anyway, his next question is, what was the original bet you lost with your friends that made you start watching MLP? this is going to be quite a long answer to this question, so I'm going to try and keep this as brief as I can. But long story short, I was at a friend's house one day, and he happened to be a brony, which at the time, well, this is my thought process. This is how that went. I'm one of those people that does not judge. Like if you're, no matter what you're into, I will not judge you. Like if you're into anime, if you're into sports, if you're into I don't know, manga or something like that, I won't judge you if you have, you know, brony stuff or manga stuff or whatever in your room. But um I had known about bronies for a long time because, you know, obviously this is the internet and you're gonna hear about fandoms and stuff. I had known about bronies, and I thought to myself then, I thought I will never be one of these guys. No offense to you guys, but that I didn't think that was for me at the time. At the time, I put emphasis on the at the time part because when I was at his house, he challenged me to play Smash Brothers, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I was playing a game with him, and he bet me that I would enjoy My Little Pony, and I'm thinking, eh, I don't know. I don't know. But nevertheless, I made a bet that if I were to play a game and I'd lose, then I would start watching the show. And I lost, and I could have decided to watch the show on my own and enjoyed it myself. But I've been a fan of YouTube for years. I've always wanted to be a YouTuber, and I've always wanted to entertain people, and I've always wanted to make people happy. And I had created a YouTube account. I had created this account, but I didn't actually start uploading until a little bit later because I didn't know what videos to put up. But after I lost that bet, I'm like, well, let's try this out. Let's do a reaction series to My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, the fourth generation, and found the first episode, uploaded it, reacted to it, watched it, reacted to it, then uploaded it. But the rest is history, and that's how I came up in this fandom. That's how, I think I uploaded that video like 9 months ago, like my first ever video reacting to the My Little Pony episode, the very first episode of season 1. And now, as far as when I officially said would, when I officially called myself a brony and entered the fandom, I'd say it wasn't until the premiere of season 3. Now, I've been enjoying the show since the season, like season 1 was kind of where things were kind of mid, like they were kind of, you know, setting stuff up for the rest of the show, and then things just kind of ramped up after, you know, that, and then season 2 rolled around, and the Canterlot wedding was incredible. It kind of felt like a Disney movie, and I enjoyed that, and then after I watched the season 3 premiere, that's what just confirmed it. For me, I'm becoming a brony and entering this fandom, and yeah, that's how I came up in this fandom, how I now fully consider myself to be one of you, and I don't regret anything. I don't regret anything at all. Anyway, thank you for that question. Let's see. What is your next question? What are your favorite shows and movies besides My Little Pony? Well, I have a lot of favorite shows. I have a lot of favorite cartoons and a lot of favorite live action shows as well. I don't just watch cartoons. I have live action shows and movies that I like. My favorite series that I've ever seen is Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's one of the best cartoons I've ever seen, and I've been actually rewatching it outside of YouTube because I've seen it before. So I figured I'd do a rewatch of it on YouTube, but I figured, I kind of want to just enjoy it myself. Because there are certain series that I do want to do, reactions to for the first time, but there are also series that I kind of want to rewatch that I haven't seen in a long time on my own time. You know what I mean? But my favorite show, my favorite cartoon, if I had to make a list of my top five favorite cartoons, I'd say Fairly Odd Parents. Let's see, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Uh, Now if we count the shows I've seen on the channel, Gravity Falls, My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, and my favorite live action show of all time, I think, is a show called Matlock with the actress Kathy Bates, and she knows. If you don't know what Matlock is, it's a really old TV show from the 70s, I think, and it stars Andy Griffith as Matlock, who is this like detective, and he solves crimes and everything, and it's really fun. So I like that show. My favorite movies include E.T. by Steven Spielberg, Warhorse by Steven Spielberg, um, Zootopia by Disney. Like Zootopia 2 is my no. I'm stuck on the sequel because I just saw the sequel like 3 or 4 months ago. But the Zootopia movie is my favorite Disney movie I've ever seen. I love that movie to death. Zootopia is my all-time favorite Disney movie ever made. Yeah, that's my answer to that question. And yeah, let's move on to number four. What is your favorite episode of Friendship is Magic so far? Ooh, that's a good one. Uh, the funniest episode of all time that I ever saw was Lesson Zero. Like, if you watched my reaction to it, you'll know that I completely lost it and laughed so hard, and I really enjoyed that episode. But my favorite episode of the entire show so far is probably Rarity Investigates, because I love film noir and stuff like that, and I love shows like that, and I've just always had a soft spot for shows like that, and that's kind of where it started. I have other favorite episodes too, like let's see, Pinky Pride, uh, Pinky Pride, what is the other one? The one where Pinkie Pie knows, Crusaders of the Lost Mark, the season 3 finale. There's all kinds of favorite episodes of mine that I like, but if I had to pick one to go up to the top spot, I'd say Rarity Investigates. Then again, I really like Power Ponies as well, because that was the funnest one I had recording, because I wore the costume and everything like that. But let's see. Did you notice I skipped number five? Yes, I did. That wasn't a question. That was just something Dylan put in there. Number seven. Would you be interested in watching other My Little Pony things, like Pony Life or G3, after you finish G4? Uh, I'd be interested in some other stuff. I was thinking about checking out G5 on the channel, but after seeing, I don't know if I'd like G5 or not, because I know there are some bronies that love the Generation 4, but do not like G5, and it doesn't look like my cup of tea. Then again, that's what I said about this, and now I consider myself a brony, but I don't think G5 is my cup of tea, but it's certainly something that I plan to see like 1 or 2 episodes of. Maybe when I watch a show, I usually give it 2 or 3 seasons before I decide whether I really enjoy it or not. And when I reacted to the season 3 of Friendship is Magic, like the premiere, that's what just confirmed it. Like, yeah, this show is worth watching. It's something special. And that's how I got into G4. But as far as if I'd like G4, no, stuck on G4. As far as if I'd like G5 or G3 or Pony Life, I don't know. I'm on the fence, depending on what you guys say, I guess, but we'll have to see about that. I think it's mainly going to be on G4 for me, but yeah. Next question. what kind of car do you have? I do not drive. I do not drive yet. I'm working on getting my license. It's been such a freaking pain in the butt. But I will get my license, and my dream car is a Kia Soul. I really like the look of Kia Souls because they're smooth, they're sleek, they're nice, and I really like them. So my dream car is a Kia Soul, and that's the car I hope to drive. Number 9. Rate the main 6 from worst to best. Ooh, that is a very difficult question. Number 5, no, number 6, the lowest one would probably be, Applejack for me, I think. Not to say that Applejack is a bad character. I don't hate Applejack. I love, her character. But I think I prefer Rarity, Pinkie Pie, Twilight, and Rainbow Dash a little bit more. Let's see. We have Rainbow Dash, Applejack, Pinkie Pie, Fluttershy. I like my top 3 favorite characters. I think the best one is Pinkie Pie. Number 3 would probably be... I'm getting tongue-tied with my words today. Holy crap. Number 1 would be Pinkie Pie. Number 2 would be Twilight. Number 3 would be Fluttershy. Number 4 would be Rarity. Number 5 would probably be Rainbow Dash. Number 6 would probably be Applejack, I think. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. This is all my opinion, so I don't want any of the comments to be like, oh, well, this character is better, or this member of the main 6 is better. It's just my opinion. Okay, don't get your knickers in a twist. But, yeah. Let's see. Number 10. If you could hang out with one of the main 6 for a day, who would it be, and what would you do? Ooh, my mind is stuck between Twilight, and then we just talk about books and, like, magic and stuff. And then Pinkie Pie, because we could party all day. That would be a fun time. Let's see. Okay. So, that's all your questions, Dylan. Thank you for them. And to answer your question, I'd rather hang out with Pinkie Pie, because then I could just party all day. But, yeah. The next few questions come to us from Silly Philly Brony again, and he asks, what is, or who's your favorite background pony? I'd say Vinyl Scratch. I love the character Vinyl Scratch. Like, her design is very, my style. Like, my favorite color is blue. That's the color my room is painted. And, that's the color of Rainbow Dash. And, I just love, Vinyl Scratch's character. And the next question from you is, will you be attending an MLP convention? There's a bunch happening every year in different states. I might attend a MLP convention in the future. We'll have to see about that. I think the main one I'm gonna go to is Everfree Northwest, because that's the one closest to me. Because it's in Seattle and I live relatively close to that compared to other states. But if I were to go to any convention, it'd be Everfree Northwest, because that's the one closest to me. I would like to go to some of the others, like maybe what others are there? Sequestria Fest, Galacon, Ponyville Cider Fest, Sequestria Fest. I think there's a few others, but I can't think of what they are off the top of my head. Let's see. The next question comes to us from Narrator 007, and he has quite a few questions. So many questions I couldn't even fit them all on the screen, so I'm sorry about that. But his questions are, I try to ask unique questions to make sure I don't step on anyone else's toes in these things. So let me see what I can come up with this time. Okay, that's fair enough, because some people do repeat questions. You're right about that. But he says, what was the first video game console you ever owned, and what was your favorite game for the system? I'm an old fogey, so for me, it was the Atari 2600, and my favorite game was a port of the arcade classic Soooo. Um, the first game console I ever owned was an Xbox 360. That was the first console I had owned. That was the first console I played games on. And let's see, I played games on that like Minecraft, Ace Combat, if you've ever heard of that. I played, let's see, I played a lot of games. I played, Halo on that. I played stuff like that. And I really enjoyed playing Minecraft on that. Minecraft is a huge game from my childhood. And I still really enjoy Minecraft to this very day. But let's see. Question two. Which of the main six is most like your favorite type of girl in real life? That is a weird, that is a very interesting question because I like, sporty types like Rainbow Dash. I like, hold on, guys. I gotta cut for a second. Hold on. Hey, guys. I'm back. This is actually several hours later. I'm recording this actually several hours later because I got busy the rest of the day, and that's why it's now dark in my room now, and my lights are on and everything. So, let's continue. I had to reflect on my recording so I could actually see what the last question I was answering was, but I was on Narrator 007's last question, and his question was, which of the main six is most like your favorite type of girl in real life? Um, yeah, I said I like sporty types like Rainbow Dash. I like bookworms like Twilight, and, uh, and yeah, I like, shy types. I don't know what my favorite type of girl is, to be honest. I like all kinds of people with all kinds of personality traits, and if you think I'm some sort of like womanizer, keep dreaming because I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I do not have riz with girls. I don't have it at all, and I find it very hard to talk to girls, but I find if I were to have a favorite type, it would probably be someone like either Fluttershy or, definitely not Rarity, because Rarity kind of seems like a diva. But, I do like types like Twilight and sporty types like Rainbow Dash. So I don't know what my favorite type would be. If you could choose any two ponies in Equestria to be your side in a to be on your side in a bar fight, who would you pick? A bar fight? Hmm. That would have to be Applejack, because Applejack's probably been in a few bar fights in her time. Let me tell you that. But, uh, tw- I don't know who could fight. Like, Pinkie Pie should probably just use her party cannon to, like, shoot everyone, but, yeah. I'd probably pick, Applejack as the first one, and maybe Rainbow Dash, because they're both pretty tough. So I'm gonna go with those two, Rainbow Dash and Applejack. Okay. Let's see. What was your favorite episode from each season of MLPFIM so far? Feel free to consult an episode guide to refresh your memory. My favorite episode of season one was probably A Bird and a Hoof, because it felt like a Looney Tunes style thing. Probably for season two, it would be Lesson Zero, because that episode was just hilarious. Season three premiere and Magical Mystery Cure. Although I did like games ponies play. from season 3 as well. Season 4, I think it was this season. Hang on, I need to consult an episode guide. Hold on a minute. Let me cut for a second so I can look it up and refresh my memory. Hold on. Okay, so my favorite one from season 4 is Castlemania. My favorite one from season 5 is episode 15. Although I did like Crusaders of the Lost Mark a lot. And I don't know what my favorite one of season 6 is yet, because we just started that season, so we'll have to wait and see what season 6 has to offer us. But yeah, those are my favorites from the series so far. Let's see. Your next question, question 5. What do you think is the most improved character since the show began in terms of overall character development? That would have to be Twilight's pretty developed from season 1. Well, of course she's had 6 seasons to change the way she acts, but I would think maybe it's I would say Rainbow Dash, because she doesn't seem as egotistical anymore. Fluttershy is a little less shy. I think those 3 people are the most improved. Um, but if I'm picking just one character, I'd say Twilight, because she went from having no friends to having 5 friends and going on crazy adventures. And yeah, let's see. Your 6th question: which citizen of Ponyville, other than the main 6, would you like to visit or hang out with while you were there? Uh, Let's see. I would love to hang out with Lyra and Bon Bon, because they seem like pretty cool people to be around with. I would love to hang out with Vinyl Scratch, because then we could just talk about music the whole time, and that would be a fun ride. Um, let's see. I'd love to hang out with Sakura. Maybe or maybe the CMC, because they're just adorable kids, right? So I would love to hang out with them. Let's see. You have a lot of questions here, narrator. Number 7. What's your favorite location in Equestria outside of Ponyville? Oh, the Crystal Empire. I love the aesthetic of the Crystal Empire in the episodes. Whenever we go to the Crystal Empire, I always look forward to those because it's just a lot of fun. Let's see. Question 8. Is there a place in Equestria that has been mentioned but not been shown yet? Which would you like to see? Let's see. Baltimore and Las Pegasus. I want to see how they would create a ponified version of Las Vegas and Baltimore, Maryland. That's the ones I would choose out of anything else. Let's see. Question 9. What is your favorite game show, past or present? And who is your favorite game show host? Oh, that is a good question. I like Steve Harvey. I liked Alex Trebek. May God rest his name. He passed away. But I liked Pat Sajak. I like Drew Carey on The Price is Right. I think The Price is Right is my favorite game show because it's the one I watch with my family the most. So I'd say The Price is Right, and my favorite one is Drew Carey. So let's move on to the next question. Next one is from Ivan9579 again, and he asks, is your real name Victor or Fred? So you were there when I was Victor the Video Maker. That was a long time ago, but the thing is, I like to be private on the internet, so I would prefer you guys call me Fred, but I can give you a nickname that I go by, I guess. Like, I guess you guys could come up with a nickname for me if you want to call me that, that's fine. But I prefer Fred. I, I do have a real name, of course, but I would rather keep that private on the internet, you know. So, I hope that doesn't sound rude, and I hope it answers your question. Um, let's see, next one is from Ivan again. Also, just wondering, have you seen The Loud House? Yes, I have. I remember watching it when it first came out, all the way back in 2016. But do I like it as much anymore? Not really. I don't like. I mean, I used to like The Loud House a lot more when I was like 10, but that was like a long time ago, so I don't like it as much anymore. I don't watch it as often as I used to. But I still enjoy it. I still watching it every now. I still like watching it every now and then, and it's still a good show. But yeah, that's just my take on that. Let's see. Next one is from Queen Trevane Spark. Queen Trevane Sparkle. I think that's how you say it. If I say your name wrong, I am very sorry. But let's see. Who art thou? Favorite main six princess and villains so far? So favorite of the main six, favorite princesses and villains? Ooh. My answer to that question would probably be my favorite character of the main six is Pinkie Pie. I love Pinkie Pie. Um, I also really like Fluttershy. I like Twilight, but my favorite character out of all of them is Pinkie Pie, hands down. So yeah. Um, yeah. Let's go and move on from that. 'Cause I think that answers the question. My favorite villain and princess. My favorite villain would Starlight Glimmer count? But, well, 'cause he's reformed. Would Discord count? But then again, he's also reformed. Would Chrysalis count? Because I like Chrysalis, and I liked Discord as a villain. I mean, he's a good as a nice guy, but I liked him as a villain a little bit more. Because he was conniving, he was manipulative, he was very, likable, even as a bad guy. And, let's see. My favorite princess outside of, Twilight is probably Cadence. Don't tell Shining Armor, but I like that princess quite a bit, actually. Narrator 007 or someone else, I knew you were going to make a dirty joke about what I said, but anyways, on to the next question. Next one is from Princess Nightmare Cozy Glow 9152, and she or he, whichever one, asks, who art thou most hated characters in Friendship is Magic and Equestria Girls? That is a very difficult question to answer because I don't hate any of the characters. I don't hate any of. Well, I hate Gilda. I remember I did not like Gilda, but. Well, we don't see her that much in the show anyway, so I guess that wouldn't count. Most hated character in Equestria Girls? I would say it would have to. I don't know who it is. I don't know who I would hate the most. Maybe the Dazzlings were so cool though. They were jerks, but they were such good villains, and they had a lot of good character dialogue and stuff too. But my least favorite character in Friendship is Magic is probably Gilda, and in Equestria Girls it's probably I don't know who I hate in Equestria Girls, to be honest. My least favorite characters in Friendship is Magic used to be Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon, but they're nice people now, so that has since changed. But yeah, that's my thought process on that. Next question comes to us from New Gabroni. I think that's how you say it. And he asked, "What's your favorite music genre and or artist?" This is a very typical question, but I'm gonna say it. I listen to everything. I know that is very typical of a lot of people, but I listen to a lot of genres. I listen to rock, metal, hip hop, not rap. I don't listen to rap. I like some hip hop songs, but I don't like rap songs because like the profane lyrics and But I do like some hip hop songs. My favorite genre is probably metal. I find myself listening to metal a lot. My favorite artists are probably is a band called the most bands I found myself listening to are The Script, which I actually have a little poster or a little thing on my wall of them on my wall over there, and a band called Skillet, if you've ever heard of them. Like Skillet knows how to rock it out. So I found myself listening to them the most. I still listen to different artists. Like sometimes I listen to Weird Al, Dolly Parton, uh, Guns N' Roses. I listen to pretty much everything other than modern rap music because ugh. Anyway, next question is from HC Bar Car. That's a cool name. That's a cool name. And his or her question is, what is the best age to start drinking? Uh, I don't know. I don't drink. And even if I was, I'm not the age to do it anyway. And even if I was the age to drink, I wouldn't do it in the first place anyway, because I'm not a fan of alcohol. But what is the best age to start drinking? 21. Just wait till you're 21, then you can drink all you want. I don't care. But yeah. Um, Next one is from HC Bar Car again, and she or he wants to know, what is the last game you played on the channel? God of War. If you mean outside of YouTube, I play Halo. I find myself really enjoying Halo and that sort of thing, and I really like Halo because I have it on the PC and I really enjoy playing Halo whenever I get a chance to play it. Um, let's see. Next questions come to us from Thundertail, who has actually really helped me a lot on the channel in terms of like fan stuff and that sort of thing. So thank you for that. He's also sent me some things like the timeline of after I finish season 6, when to do Legend of Everfree and that sort of thing. And, when to do season 7 and all that stuff. So thank you, dude. But his questions are, because he actually has two of them, he says, do you plan on making other do you plan on making content other than reactions like video essays? I could probably get into some video essay stuff. I've always wanted to make videos like Phil Soooo 94 or people like JonTron or Angry Video Game Nerd, and I've always wanted to make highly edited videos. I've always wanted to make like highly produced videos or higher produced videos because that's what YouTube seems like. Like, sorry, I'm changing position real quick here because I don't want to sit in this position much longer anymore. Gosh dang, I'm talking so bad. But I could probably get into some video essay stuff. As I said, I always wanted to make videos like Phil Scuba 94 or JonTron or people like that. So I will definitely try to branch out my content to more than just reactions. I don't know how many people would actually tune into it though. Like, let me know in the comments if you guys would actually watch whatever I put out, because I know that if I start doing other things, a lot of people will be turned off to it and just not care that much, because when I do My Little Pony, I know a large portion of my viewers watch because they like My Little Pony, so I don't know if I could do other content without my channel suffering because of it. Like, I don't care about views that much, but at the end of the day, YouTube is all about algorithms and views and that sort of thing, and I don't want the growth on the channel to die. So if I were to try and do other things, um, a lot of people would probably unsubscribe or be turned off by it or just not care about my videos that much. And I don't want that to happen with this channel. I want to continue growing and I want to continue making content. But in order to do that, I'd have to find what people would like to watch. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. But his next question is also, I think a Pokemon playthrough with an emulator would be good. I would watch that. I don't know how to emulate stuff yet. I really want to get, because I have a 3DS. I have a 3DS. I just need to figure out how to emulate it so I can play on my computer. And one of the things I need to do is I need to get 2 monitors. I only have 1. But I know with, like, emulators and stuff like that, I've done some research, and they say it's always best to have 2. So on one monitor, you can have the recording software, and then on the other monitor, you can have the actual game. So on one side, it'd have the technical stuff, and then the other side, it'd have the actual gameplay. So I would like to do that, but this might come as a shock to people, but I've never actually played Pokemon. I've never played one single Pokemon game. So I don't know how interesting it would be for me playing Pokemon for the first time and just like wandering around towns or whatever, completely lost. And yeah, I don't know how entertaining that would be, but if you say you would watch it, then I'll give it a shot if I ever can figure out how to emulate, that sort of thing. But thank you, dude. Those were some really good questions. The last one is from Nuga Brony again, and he asks, also, not a question for the Q&A, just wondering, have you seen Adventure Time? No, I have not. It's actually on my list. It's actually on my list of shows to do after Friendship is Magic, I think. I think it's on my list. Yeah, it's on my list. That's actually on my list, as well as QnA and Cake. I think that's like the spin-off or the sequel to the main show of Adventure Time. But yeah, that's all I know. I know it's on my list of shows to do reactions to in the future. So keep an eye out for that. But anyway, guys, that's all the questions I got. Thank you to everyone who submitted all the questions. I really appreciate it. And thank you for sticking around for this long. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I will do my best to get it edited and recorded and all that stuff. And yeah, thank you everyone who submitted questions. I hope I answered all your guys' questions as much as I could, to the best of my abilities. Some of them were a little bit private, so I tried my best to work around those. But yeah, on that note, I want to thank everyone so much for watching, and remember, you're not just fanatics, you're fantastic. Have an awesome day, everyone, and I will see you all next time. Next video up will probably be a Gravity Falls reaction, I think, because I've done 2 MLP videos. By the time this video goes up, a large majority of people might have seen them already. But I want to do another Gravity Falls video, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, remember, you're not just fanatics, you're fantastic. Have a great day, everyone, and I will see you all next time. Bye!